it's not that Rolando, and the problem here is the Nokia phone that was used to record this, right? Obviously, when I say the Nokia phone is because they give us these pixelated footage of the whole incident, right? Super pixelated. I mean, lowest quality I've ever seen in my life. I mean, whoever this is obviously had a Nokia flip phone. You know what I'm saying? And was out there trying to record some shit like he was back in like 2000 and some change. You know, and I think is disrespectful to be living in the year 2023 and you have and your phone is pixelated like a Nokia flip phone like back in the day. What's going on, Johnny Blaze? What's good, bro? Come home pound for pound. Yes, sir. We on our way, man. But you know, obviously, we seen with Rolando Romero. Now I'm intrigued. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely intrigued because this guy Jahan or John or whatever way that he wants to spell his name with whatever apostrophes, you know, I'm intrigued in this guy now, Jahan Ingram, right? Obviously, because Rolly is obviously we people feel he's strong, he's big, he's physical. You know what I'm saying? He's on the bigger side of the 135-pound division. So I'm 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 intrigued. I'm definitely intrigued. You know what I'm saying? He caught uh Rolly on the button, but with head pad. I mean with his headgear. You know what I'm saying? With his headgear on. You know, so the kid's obviously got some power and he's got some pop. And I'm excited to see more of this kid. I think that whoever put it out there was obviously trying to get this kid's name out there because this kid is not really too known, right? Inside of boxing. Johnny Blaze said no Kia phone, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Dude, the person that recorded that sparring tape should get slapped in the fucking face. You know what I'm saying? Because it was so grainy and pixelated. I mean, you would think that this guy was from 2005. This guy he got on a fucking he time traveled it and took a video of Rolly and Jahad Ingram sparring, right? But we talking about practice. At the end of the day, we're talking about practice. I'm everybody got jokes. Everybody's got shit to say. Everybody's going nuts about this, right? But honestly, to be honest with you, it's practice. It's practice. It's not. It's not. Obviously he got dropped. Yeah, he got dropped, but shit's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not at 100 in at practice. You know what I'm saying? You're more checked out than checked in practice. But for Rolly Romero, a guy that has started boxing at the age of 17, 19 years old, he has to if he wants to be a great fighter in the sport of boxing where people actually take him serious, he would have to apply himself extra and double the amount of fighters that have been fighting since the amateurs, that younger fighters. So he will have to apply himself twice as harder because he doesn't know those fundamentals that a lot of those guys know. He hasn't been in those tournaments that a lot of guys have been through. Right? Obviously, he's gone through tournaments and stuff like that. But he was also an amateur, but it's not a heavy equipped amateur background. You know what I'm saying? Where he's been doing this for all his life. His story is he started very late. He was doing jiu-jitsu. So I mean, look, man, he's an MMA fighter. You know what I'm saying? MMA fighters get knocked down all the time, bro, all the time. So I'm excited. Killer be killed. He said that, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Johnny Blaze says the original leader. Man, but hey, I'm excited on John Ingram. I mean, I want to know what people think about this kid. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he's now all over social media. People want to know who he is. People want to talk about him. and that's good, and that's a good thing for him, right? What does this mean for Rolando Romero? I think it's just another day in Rolly's life. To be honest, I think that Rolly, he's been getting the attention. He knows what it is. He knows, something goes viral like this. Look, and for a guy like Rolly, you know, I'm sure he feels some type of embarrassment. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he does. Um, and rightfully so, because what the fuck are you in there recording for? You know what I'm saying, on a Nokia phone, bro? You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense. David Sandoval says TMT worst gym ever, bro, and that's another problem, bro. And I'm sure a lot of people didn't really catch this, or did catch it, and it's when he gets knocked down, he gets dropped. There's some dude that's a coach there at TMT jumping up and down like his fighter just won world champion. You know what I'm saying? He's jumping for joy, like literally jumping for joy. That's alarming. You know what I'm saying? Just dog, this is practice. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that fucking serious. Like, yeah, he got dropped. Yes, okay. I mean, there's video evidence now. Barely, it's pixelated like shit, but there's video evidence, right? He got dropped. All right. But this guy, he runs in the ring like his fighter just won a world title. You know what I'm saying? Teofimo rapes Ingram. Who you got, Ray Vargas or Foster? Bro, that's a good fucking fight. That's a really good fight. I'm excited for it. And that's what, this weekend, right? I'm excited for that fight, man. I ain't got no dog in that race, bro. They smaller weight. They still getting out there. Ray Vargas is a very good fighter. Oshaki Foster is a really good fighter. It's gonna be one of those matchups where these dudes gonna clash, and this shit is gonna be a banger. What I'm hoping, right? Because we've seen fights that we also think that are gonna be bangers, and they could become. I'm gonna throw one punch and then I'm gonna run. I'm praying that Foster don't bring that type of mentality to the table, and I'm praying he's willing to bang. You know what I'm saying, with a guy, but pause. But yeah, man. Um, David Sandoval says Rolly just got a big mouth. I mean, this dude talks so much trash to Tank, but now you want to talk about fighting Spence? Like, come on now. His chin is becoming glass. Yo, what's crazy about it? Yeah, and that's why I put the title as fans are cheering after Rolly gets dropped in sparring, basically, right? Yeah, fans don't like Rolly. You know what I'm saying? Fans don't like Rolly because he rubs them the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you like him or don't like him. You know what I mean? I'm just assuming when fans don't like somebody, they're gonna attack, especially if you see some vulnerability, especially when something like that happens. But who is that to blame? That's Rolly's fault, because instead of trying to uh, be more likable to the public, he took on the role as fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck y'all and fuck everybody in boxing, and we don't care. You know what I'm saying? That's the approach that he took, and it is what it is. He does have a big mouth. He does talk a lot of trash. To me, Rolly, I just see him as a dude that's an okay fighter. You know what I'm saying? He started the sport late. He's physical. He's strong. Um, and he's all right. For a guy that started fighting really late in his career, really late, you know, he's all right. You know what I'm saying? Will he beat anybody of notability? I think the Errol Spence shit, though, like, if we're being 100% completely honest, David, I think with the Earl Spence thing, I think it's more of like trolling. You know what I'm saying? I really don't think that shit is real. And if he was to go in there with an Earl Spence, we know the outcome of that fight. So I wouldn't even pay that no mind. Even if a guy like Rolly, you know what I'm saying, is calling out a guy like Earl Spence, bro, you fight at 135, he fights at 147, about to go to 154. There is no possible matchup unless you go to 147 and you show that maybe, damn, this motherfucker got more power here. You know what I'm saying? Maybe because he is gonna he's gonna start seeing, right. We're gonna probably see him as a Gabe Rosado, if I'm not mistaken. That's what I think that we're gonna see. Gabe Rosado has more heart. I'm not gonna say all that fully, right? Obviously, but I think that he's gonna be one of those guys that's gonna be in there to test your fighter. You know what I'm saying? So I think that Rolly is not gonna be the world champion. He's not gonna be the highest. You know what I'm saying? He's the Ricardo Mayorga. He is the Gabe Rosado. He's that nitty gritty fighter. You know what I'm saying? I think that that's what we're gonna see Rolly as. You know what I mean? Not the greatest fighter, not the uh, most elusive fighter, not the most explosive, but he's strong, physical, that type of thing, athletic. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. Yes, those are the type of things that you could say about Rolly. Is he 100? Is he fully skilled and fully equipped to beat anybody? Definitely not. Right. I think one of the biggest things that he's doing, though, he's marketing himself well. Right. He markets himself pretty well because casual fans, believe it or not, do know who Rolly is because of the funny shit he says. Some people know him because he got knocked out by Tank. Some people remember the press conference, but he makes you remember a lot of shit, right? Obviously that he's done. So marketing himself, he does pretty well when he does that. And I can respect that because in a generation where social media is a big thing and a lot of these fighters aren't utilizing it right correctly, Rolando Romero is. He's out there and he's doing what he's supposed to, right? Because that's only gonna bring him more revenue, especially when making fights. It brings him to the table. Even though he might become a journeyman in the future, right? We don't know. He might become a journeyman though. And if he becomes a journeyman, then he's gonna be one of those journeymen that could bring a crowd out just because he's hard nosed. He talks a lot of shit, and we know that he's pretty much exciting, right? So, for a case like Rolly Romero, I mean I'm interested in, you know what I'm saying, his little career. I mean, I think he's built his own lane. You know what I'm saying? I think he's built his own lane and he's doing his own thing. He's just gonna become the villain. I think that he's taking on that role. And I think that people are gonna laugh when he loses, right? It's like Floyd Mayweather. He took on the role of becoming the villain. He just never lost. You know what I'm saying? He was just that skilled. He never lost. So nobody could laugh in his face. But if you would have lost, millions of people would have been at the forefront hating on Mayweather. And obviously that's the connection. TMT coming out of TMT gym, Rolando Romero, Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? I think that Rolly looked up to that. And I think he was like, look, I'm gonna be the villain in boxing. You know what I mean? especially after the especially after the Jackson Martinez fight, where I feel like that's when more people turned on him, right? I think that more people turned on Rolando Romero uh, after the Jackson Martinez fight because a lot of people felt like it wasn't Broly's fight to win. You know what I'm saying? He really didn't win that fight, and I think that um, that's what happened. Killer be killed, says Johnny Blaze, CCD, a idiot. He don't know shit about boxing. Versus Tank versus Ryan 50-50. Bro, that's a Tank versus Ryan Garcia. Look, man, hey, I have not put anything on that type of fight. I haven't put anything on that fight. The reason why I say that is because I just want to see the fucking fight. I hope this fight gets finalized so I can start talking about it correctly. You know what I'm saying? Start breaking something down. You know what I mean? I've said it in the past. I've gone on and I've said, Ryan, we already know what's his weaknesses, right? He keeps his chin in the air. He's not his footwork. Sometimes it is those are his weaknesses, right? With Gervonta Tank Davis, it's he gets hit too much, right? Ryan Garcia, we've seen he has that wicked left hook. You know what I'm saying? Fast as hell. With Tank is he has power in both hands. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. He can knock you out with the left or the right. You just got to pick that night. Um, with Ryan Garcia, I said I think Ryan Garcia had a 50-50 chance if that fight was made at 140. I think that's what I said. I said that fight, he had a better chance if that fight was at 140. I think at 135 or 136 doesn't matter. It's the same shit, to be honest. I don't know why 1 pound catch weight. I don't understand it. It is what it is, I guess. You know, but with fighting at 135, I think, or 136. I mean, obviously, Tank. You have to favor Tank no matter what. I think it's more of a 70-30 split at 135. I think that at 140, you're coming in at 60-40, 50-50, depending, right? We don't know. Ryan Garcia's been in the gym. He's been working. We will have to come in. We will have to see what Ryan Garcia brings to the table. Are we gonna see the same Ryan Garcia? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no, right? I'm gonna say we're not gonna see the same Ryan Garcia. We're not gonna see the same Ryan Garcia if this fight happens. Reason why? I see a little bit more growth, especially working with Joe Goosen, right? I think I see a little bit more growth in Ryan Garcia, and I feel like he will be 100% committed into beating Gervonta Tank Davis, but that can also be his demise, you know. So a 50-50 fight, I don't think so. I favor Gervonta Tank Davis, of course. Um, if it was at 140, I would be saying that's a 50-50 fight because I like the way that Ryan Garcia came in at 140. He looks better at 140 than he does at 135. And that's just being truthful. Did you hear Tio might get the Taylor fight now? Bro, I haven't heard that Tio might get the Taylor fight. But hey, if Tio gets a Taylor fight, I mean, uh, shit, that's a good fight, dog. That's a good fucking fight. That's a good fight. You know what I'm saying? But one thing that he needs to work on is cutting off that ring. You know, it's no point in you fighting Taylor and you don't know how to cut off the ring. You know what I'm saying? Or or you got to get your veteran tactics out there. You got to be a little bit more dirty. You know what I'm saying? Because as we saw with Josh Taylor for Jose Ramirez, dude is dirty, right? And I like that. I like a dirty fighter. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh no, he did motherfuckers dirty, this and that. Bro, you have to have veteran tactics. This is fucking competition. This is competition, bro. You're trying to be the best. Any advantage is good. It's a great advantage. Except for, of course, you know what I'm saying, PDs and shit like that. Of course, not like that, right? The ref has to do his job. You know what I'm saying? You are the fighter. The ref has to do his job. Make that ref do his job that night. You know what I'm saying? So if Tio wants to get in there with a guy like Josh Taylor, he has to develop those tactics. Shit that's gonna be like, yo, this dude he's doing a lot, but he wants to win this fight because that's what it's gonna take. You know what I'm saying? If you out there and you trying to play innocent like Jose Ramirez did, playing innocent and looking at the ref for dog, the ref ain't here to save you. I'm 100% clear on this. The ref is not here to save you, bro. This motherfucker done showed you that he could do whatever he wants, and you just gonna keep allowing him. That night, I said, bro, throw a fucking elbow straight through his chin, bro. Straight to his chin. You know what I'm saying? What are they gonna do? They gonna warn you. The first time they're gonna warn you. Make sure that shit counts. Right on his chin. Right on the button, bro. Hit him with your elbow. You know what I'm saying? Do something crazy. Because this dude was doing everything. Josh Taylor wanted that fight. Jose Ramirez didn't want it as much. And I mean, I went off that day because Jose Ramirez was fighting. He was fighting. He was doing okay. You know what I'm saying? He was doing okay. Josh Taylor, he was doing good, but he made it better by being dirty. You know what I'm saying? Modern King Boxing, what's going on, man? Fans make everything to a catastrophe. It's sparring. Thank you. Thank you, bro. Thank you. It's just sparring. It's sparring. I get it, you know what I'm saying? But we know why. We know why the backlash is. We know why the backlash is, bro. The backlash is because Rolly talks shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't really say much. Rolly does talk shit. You know what I'm saying? And then fans that feel they rub the wrong way, they ain't fucking with that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Thoughts on David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant, bro. Yo, that's a fight. That's a fight. That's a fight. That's a fight. We're gonna see what these dudes are made of, man. We're gonna see what these dudes are made of. I like I like David Benavidez. I think that David Benavidez is a true dog, man. And I think if he's on the line, if his shit is on the line, he's gonna go out there and he's gonna fight for it. That's what I will like to think. I like Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant is a fucking dog. He proved me wrong. All the shit I was talking about, Caleb Plant this, Caleb Plant that. He's a dog. He's a dog. I respect him 100% because against Canelo, he showed me that he belongs there. You know what I'm saying? He might not be that elite fighter, that number one guy, but he's number two. But he's number two. He's number three. He's number four. He's number five. He's up there. You know what I'm saying? I respect what Caleb Plant did. David Benavidez, he's trying to get to that, right? Obviously, we've seen David Benavidez punches and bunches, exciting, explosive. Um, we seen it. We seen it all. You know what I'm saying? We seen the power. We seen the, everything, right? Is he going to be able to take it to that next level? Is he going to be able to cut off that ring effectively? Is he going to be able to keep up with Caleb Plant? Caleb Plant's been there, like he's been said. He said, I've been here. You have it. David Benavidez has been two-time world champion. Obviously, we already know what happened with that. We ain't got to say it again. We know what happened. He's been two-time world champion. He's held that belt. I think that he's hungry as well. I think that's why I say he's a hungry dog right now because he's had it twice. He fucked up twice, right? But he's been working his way back, right? And I can respect that from a guy like David Benavidez. He's been working his way back up, right? What did he say when Canelo wasn't really paying no attention to him? And now he's talking more shit and shit like that, right? He was talking more shit. He was talking shit back then too, right? But he said, I understand it though. I gotta go out there and get it, and then I gotta come back. You know what I'm saying? Then they probably gonna give me an opportunity. I gotta go out there and fight all the fighters. You know what I'm saying? With this fight with Caleb Plant, this is a very good fight. Very good fight. I don't got no dog in this fight. I I'm gonna appreciate this fight right here. I'm gonna appreciate this fight because I know that these two fighters, they gonna put it all on the line. These are the two type of fighters that you like to watch, man. These are exciting fighters. I fuck with that. I definitely am excited for that fight. Modern King Boxing. Taylor mops the floor. Lopez has to fight Barboza first. You know what? And um, I like that. I like that. But we know one thing that we do know about Teofimo Lopez is when he's the underdog. That we can say about T.O. is when he's the underdog, he prevails, right? He pushes forward. He likes to be that guy that you kind of look down and then he surprises you, right? That's what I do know about T.O. He has that type of dog in him. Um, with because he was the underdog with Comey and with Lomachenko, if I'm not mistaken, because I think that at that time they were saying, "Oh, Richard Comey is the IBF world champion, this and that, blah 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 blah," right? But and he was strong, he was powerful, this and that, you know. But will Josh Taylor mop the floor with him? I mean, I think after Josh Taylor's last performance, I think that it was subpar, man. It was just simple. It was a simple, it wasn't too elusive. It wasn't too nothing that I feel like T.O. would probably be in so much trouble in. But I think that, like you said, I like that Barboza fight first. I like that first. I think that Josh Taylor is a little too early. It's a little too early. I get it, but you're still not acclimated to that weight fully, right? We seen you against Sandor Martin, which wasn't the greatest showing. Obviously, there was factors to that, but not being able to cut off the ring is unacceptable. Um, you have to be able to cut off that ring, especially against guys that move, right? If not, you're just not gonna win those fights. You know what I'm saying? Um, with Sandor Martin, could have gone either way. You know what I'm saying? Could have gone either way. I felt like Tio won that fight. I mean, I think a lot of people did feel Tio won that fight, except for people that just don't like Tio, or maybe somebody that like Sandor Martin's the way Sandor Martin fought that night, because he did fight good, right? The only thing that I had a problem with I don't like the excessive hugging and I don't like the excessive running, right? I think that shit is too much in the sport of boxing. I think that shit should be, uh, minimized. Not it's too excessive. You know what I'm saying? Minimizing. But it is what it is. So it just depends on what you tend to favor. You know what I'm saying? And I tend to favor guys that are they have that effective aggression. You know what I'm saying? Are going towards the fight, not running from the fight. I fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? Um, it was a tough night for Tio. We seen him against Pedro Campa. Pedro Campa, wasn't the greatest opponent. You know what I'm saying? So we seen him get the knockout and all that. You know what I mean? So a Barboza fight, like you said, I think is a perfect fight for Teofimo Lopez. I think that should be next. I don't think that Josh Taylor should be next. But if it happens next, hey, it's a good fight anyways. You know what I mean? It's definitely a good fight, and I ain't worried about it. I think that is good. He said that the insider punch drunk is saying it. Hey, he know Tio. He know Tio. He knows Tio and he knows Tio Senior. So if he does know, I mean, if he said it, then you know what I mean. He probably got the word down. How true is it? You know what I'm saying? Because things in boxing happen like this. You know what I mean? It happens like this. They say Taylor Barboza, motherfucker, stop lying. Nah, it ain't no lying, but things in boxing, the business moves like this. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, bro, we got to give the benefit of the doubt to some people, right? Because they just be excited to tell the news, and then that news doesn't happen. Does it make them a liar? No, they've just misinformed. They didn't know that the business of boxing was going to take them that way. You know what I'm saying? So, if it happens next, I'm excited for it. If it doesn't, hopefully Barboza is next, because I think that Tio gets Barboza, and I think that that's going to boost his confidence. After Sandor Martin, I don't think that boosted his confidence. I think that he's a little bit right now, like he said after the fight. Do I still got it? I think that that's him right now. Even though he probably feels like, yo, these motherfuckers is looking at me funny. These motherfuckers is thinking that I ain't shit. These motherfuckers think that this and that. I'm the fucking underdog. I'm going to come out there and I'm going to show him. I'm sure he feels that way. But are you 100% ready on that? This is 140. These dudes got power. These dudes are strong. These dudes are physical. You just got to 140. I would like to see you fight Barboza next. That's the fight I got for Tio. You know what I'm saying? Tio is my favorite fighter, so I feel that Anthony Joshua is looking bad, bro. Bad. As of right now, bad. Bad. Fighting this guy Franklin. Bad, bro. I'm not too excited on Anthony Joshua at the moment, right? Because he could come out, hey man. I want to see the fight with Deontay Wilder. Maybe after this fight in Deontay Wilder versus Andy Ruiz, I want to see that fight, man. That's a good fucking fight. Barboza is super pillow fisted. Tio will knock him out. Yeah, I mean, bro. I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a good fight with Barboza, because Barboza, what he does have is heart. He comes forward, and he does his thing. You know what I'm saying? Last fight we saw that he was boxing. You know what I mean? He was boxing and he was doing pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Jose Pedraza, big trouble in him, right? And I think that Jose Pedraza, I think that most people could agree, he's a gatekeeper, right? He's a gatekeeper, and that's the type of guy that Barboza should have knocked out. His footwork is not 100% there either. You know what I'm saying? He's a good fighter. He has good skill. Um, and I think he's a guy like I don't want to say like Rolly in them, but he's just a step down from those guys, right? That people view that are more elite, right? He's not an elite fighter. He's a good fighter though. He's a good fighter. Yeah, he might be pillow fisted, you know what I'm saying? But hey, it's boxing, so a punch could change the whole fight, man. But Like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the bell notification if you want to be notified. Follow me on Instagram at P4P Boxing Road News and on Twitter. Man, I appreciate y'all coming through, man.